What's up, YouTubians? Gary with VW Jawbreaker. Welcome back to another. It's beautiful right now because it's early morning. Sun's not blaring on us too much yet. But today we're gonna start having some fun with the Baja. That's right. We need to go ahead and get this thing wired. So we're gonna go ahead and make a harness for this since it was fully gutted. We'll get into that here in a minute. So make it easier for us to move this thing around. So this is going to be step one, getting the wiring somewhat straightened out and made. Then from there, we'll move on to some other stuff. So make sure you check out vwjawbreaker.com for all the social, merch, stickers, the whole 9 yards. It's all there. Let's dive into pulling the ignition system apart on the column and see what we can do there since we didn't get a key with the car. Let's dive into that, and then we'll start wiring. You hear the steering column's not even tight in there either.
Yep.
So that's the electrical part of it. And there's another piece down inside. Didn't have to take it out, but I didn't want to break it. There you go, lock cylinder's out. Alright, so using a multimeter, we're going to put it on the continuity setting. So if we touch the two leads together, we have continuity. So what we need to do is we could look up a wiring diagram, but instead we're going to go ahead and just kind of check the wires with the meter and see what's going on. We know that red is our power in, right? So you'll have 12 volts coming in through the red, and it doesn't matter which one of these you hook up because as long as they make a connection, it'll beep. So right here, we'll take that one, and this is a red and black. So let's hook it up to that one, and nothing happens. So since we have the lock cylinder out, since we need to get a key for it, we're going to use a flathead screwdriver to simulate a key. So there we are in the off position. Turn it to the on position. Okay, that's in the on position. Now we're going to put to start it. There we go. That one would be for the starter. So let's now check, that's the red black, now let's check the black. Remember, Volkswagens, blacks are hot sometimes. So we're in the off position, turn it to the on position, there we go. We have power. Now, you gotta send 12 volts to the coil. So in the on position, that would be so you turn your headlights on, all your accessories on, things like that. But we also need to make sure we still have 12 volts when we set it to crank. Because if not, it's going to crank and never start if you can't get 12 volts to the coil. So there we go, ignition on, let's turn it to start. We still have 12 volts. So there we go. So now we know that the red wire coming in is our 12 volts coming in. The red and black is for the starter. It's black with a red stripe. And then our solid black is our accessory, coil, things of that nature. There we go, easy way to figure it out without a wiring diagram. So we've got a bunch of tools laid out here, some wiring diagrams. We've got some of this 1-inch It's this real nice sleeving to be able to put over the harness and help keep it from chafing and shorting out. And then KZYEE sent us this super probe, which is basically like a power probe. And we're going to be using this today to trace some wiring, double check some circuits. Basically, you just take, it's just like a power probe. Clamp it onto your battery, or you hook it into your cigarette lighter, and you've got your probe. It'll tell you what's going on. You got your little doohickey there that goes into the end. You can apply your negative, you can apply your positive to a circuit. It's real simple to use. It's got a built-in circuit breaker. It's got little LED lights on top for working so you can see what's going on. But you'll see us use this a lot today and checking out some circuits, making sure lights work, the whole 9 yards. This is going to be very valuable for this project. So thanks to them for sending it out. We'll put a link down in the description to help shoot you guys over to them. In the meantime, let's get crack-a-lacking on that baby. All right, first thing we need to do is try to figure out this wiring harness, and so this isn't such a mess, we're going to take the protective sleeving, run this over this so this isn't so horrible, because this is a joke. So that means these wires we need to tape back up, we need to loom, and we need to fish from inside here to the engine compartment. That's only, we tape it, that way it's easier to fish them all through the loom harness. Alright, so we have the harness fished up through the grommet down there. Don't look at that, it's not done, of course, but we have it loomed, coming out, going down through there, popping out. We've got our wires branched. Those are the wires that we need to fit through the rear and pop out up there in the engine compartment. What we're going to use for that is a fish tape and pray that we get lucky. Yeah, let's try that. All right, try to finish it forward. Let's see if we're in the right spot. May have to take that rear panel off. Well, that just broke.
Oh, that thing?
Man, they put insulation in there.
Whoops, I just bumped your camera.
That's all right. Hey, look. There it is. So I'll go ahead and fish this here.
Through there.
Through here, while leaning over said seat. There we go, wires are taped to the fish tape. All right, go ahead and start gently pulling back. I think I got it the way I want it. That's the whole point of having that there.
I know it was attached.
Yeah, go ahead, keep going. Keep going. Hold on, okay, keep going. All right, hold on. A little more. Okay, that's good. All right, so we ended up pulling the panel off that was half off. And there we go. We've got harness going up through, and then comes out right to there where it's supposed to. And then that will be all of our wires for tail lights, tag light, brake lights, stop light, turn signals, everything for the engine, yada yada yada. There we go. Oh, at least the wires are ran. We've got so much more to do. All right, so we're gonna take our power probe here. We need to verify that the idiot lights work on the dash before we go much further. So I'll go ahead and hook up positive to one side, use the little jumper here, which would be the negative. Push up, apply 12 volts, and there we go. I can see the light working from here. There we go. That easy. Now we'll verify the other light, make sure the other light works. Because if the idiot lights don't work, they will not complete the circuit and do what we need to do. Oh, there we go, I can see it from there. This is why having a power probe is nice, because you can apply 12 volts, check grounds, continuity, the whole 9 yards. I know this isn't a power probe, it's a KM-10, but let me tell you what, it's already making today's job so much easier. Since we're having fun with it, let's check out the headlight. We'll go up here to the switch, or the fuse block they installed, apply power. Does it look like one's brighter than the other? Well, the water might be throwing it off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably why.
I'm telling you, I love this thing. I can play with that thing all day. All right, I'll bring you up to date on what Boy and I did. So we'll start back here. We've got wires coming out. Again, they loop up through just like they're supposed to. Extra wires. Harness comes up, goes up. Back here in the back. Oh, I did not loom back here in the back. But there's our harness coming out. We've got our wires coming across for alternator, oil pressure switch, tack, and positive for our coil. And then these are wires that we'll be using for tail lights, turn signals, brake lights, all of that jazz. So then we come up here underneath the bonnet. Again, we are not using this right here. This is the Empi thing that we're just going to take out because we're going to use the original. We have our wiring harness coming up. Again, extra wires we don't really need sitting right there. And then we've got our idiot lights and gauges wired in. Well, some of the gauges. Let me show you. We have oil pressure. We have alternator. These three are not connected yet, so we'll leave those alone. And we have our volt and our tack hooked up. So I'll go ahead and turn ignition on. See, lights come on. Fire it up, see what happens. Oh, and it's running just over 12 volts. Oil pressure went out, alternator's off, alternator's charging, tack is doing, I have no damn clue. Interesting. But all of that works. We're now charging, we now have verified oil pressure. Tack is doing, like I said, I'm not sure what. May have to grab a different tack at some point. But at least alternator's charging, at least everything's working. All the basics are working at least. We still have to do some other work, but we'll get there. Not sure if you saw or not, but we're still waiting on the cylinder to come in. So we're just using a flathead to do what we need to do for now. So, yay. Again, we'll get brake lights and everything else wired in, but at least we have the basics set, right? So now we can use the key, not have to hot wire things, and we'll be able to at least start running the car around. And the nice thing is the key will be coming in soon, so no more using a screwdriver. So like I said, the power probe definitely helped out a ton to be able to verify things, run continuity, send power, send ground, be able to verify things work before we even hook them up. Makes a huge difference. And by the way, that's everything that we kind of ripped out of this car already, considering it had no harness, except for this Empi Baja harness. That's a lot of wires that came out. And again, you know, we've got, they started hooking that up, but pretty clean. I'm happy with it, and it all works off the ignition switch. I mean, you could have went and thrown some kind of like some Baja toggle switches and stuff in there, but the ignition switch is there. Why not go ahead and use it make it right. I mean, there's no right or wrong way. Do what you want, it's your car, but why not make it the way I want since it's my car? Yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate you being here. Have a great day and be good.